Hello everyone, good day to all of us. Today, we are going to discuss about the benefits and dangers of social networking sites. But before that, let us first have a short description about what is social networking sites. Social networking sites is defined as web-based services that allows individuals to construct a public or semi-public profile within a bounded system, articulate a list of other users with whom they share a connection, and view and traverse their list of connections and those made by others within the system. Meaning, it is where people can be able to have connections with each other by accessing the different platforms provided by the social networking sites, which makes individuals to be able to interact and associate with the people they would like to over the world. It is also the nature and nomenclature of these connections may vary from site to site. As I've mentioned earlier, individuals could be able to connect with people using the different sites provided by the SNS or social networking sites. So, SNS are also said to be virtual communities because this is where users can create individual or public profiles, interact with real friends, and meet other people based on shared interests. In recent times, there has been an explosion in the number of individuals and organizations using social networking websites, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The user numbers for sites are staggering. Facebook, for instance, had more than 2.7 billion users in mid-2020. So, let us now go to the benefits of social networking sites. The first one is the worldwide connectivity. No matter if you are searching for a former college roommate, your first grade teacher, or an international friend, no easier or faster way to make a connection exists than social media. Although Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest are probably the most well-known social networking communities, new websites are popping up regularly that let people connect and interact over the web. With each of these sites, individuals can make new friends, build connection or business connections, or simply extend their personal base by connecting and interacting with friends of friends, which can have multiplying effect. So this connection can help with a variety of things such as finding romance, seeking a new job, locating assistance, getting and giving product and service referrals, receiving support from like-minded individuals, making or receiving career or personal advice, sharing political beliefs, and accessing news in real time. This means that we can now be able to connect and interact with our loved ones, friends, and family because of the different platforms that the social networking sites can offer. We can be able to connect with people using these platforms over the world. A great example of this could be sending messages, for instance, to our family and abroad. Before, it would take months for us to receive the letter we had sent because it takes long to process since they will still travel it overseas, which is most of them were by ships. But now, with the help of the modern technologies and inventions of the great thinkers over the time, we could be able to send our messages to our loved ones far from us, especially abroad, with just only one click, and it could only take seconds or minutes for them to receive and read our personal messages. A great example of social networking site which we commonly use is the Facebook Messenger. Second is the commonality of interest. When you opt to participate in a social networking community, you can pick and choose individuals whose likes and dislikes are similar to yours and build your network around those commonalities. For instance, if you are a chess aficionado, a knitter, a book lover, or have a particular political leaning, you can find and interact with those who share your interests. A great example of this would be the Pinterest. You could choose whether what interests you the most, for example, cooking, photography, crafting, and the likes. Through the help of this, you could be able to learn and share information about your hobbies and activities by pinning and sharing, as you can also attract like-minded individuals into your circle. This is because the social networking site enables the users to post their photos and add captions which they can upload in the stream of their chosen activity, where like-minded individuals can comment, share, and relate to the ones they had posted. Third is real-time information sharing. Many social networking sites incorporates an instant messaging feature which lets people exchange information in real time via chat. This is a great feature for teachers to use to facilitate classroom discussions because it lets them utilize the vast store of information available on the web. This can be a great time saver for the teacher since students no longer need to visit a library to conduct research, and it can be a great way to engage distracted learners. So in school, it is a great way to help the distracted learners to become more engaged to the classroom environment and to engage them in learning with their teachers because they are now able to use the social networking sites to share information within the classroom setting. They will be able to have time to connect with each other and share information on time and on grounds. Also, teachers could be able to share real-time information by presenting to the class the current situations or trends which help them in disseminating information about world situation. So, school is not the only setting where this type of real-time information sharing can be beneficial. Social networking can provide a tool for managers to utilize in team meetings, for conference organizers to use to update attendees, and for business people to use as a means of interacting with clients and prospects. An example of this could be using the Google Meet or Zoom, wherein not only teachers will be benefited by conducting webinars and online forums, but also company managers which they utilize in conducting team meetings, since it will provide them a wide range of connectivity to their members, especially during this pandemic that we had experienced lockdowns, quarantines, since we are also following social distancing. This helps them to conduct team meetings where they could be able to share information even without the presence of them physically and personally. So some leaders are going so far as to include tweets or other social media updates during presentations. This approach can make events more interactive and help the presenter reach a larger audience. So, another is through the use of Twitter. Since it's a public sharing, companies, organizations, and the likes could be able to tweet their ideas and thoughts, where people could be able to view this and they could be able to get ideas from the audience opinions. An example of this could be the version of the iPhone 13 series. The Apple company could release a sneak peek of the ideal model design of these units, wherein they will share it using their official Twitter account, and they could get additional features and additions because of the opinions of the netizens, and it could also help them reach a larger audience since it will be retweeted and can be also shared to other social media platforms. Fourth benefit is the targeted advertising. Whether you are a non-profit organization that needs to get the word out about an upcoming fundraiser, or a business owner marketing a new product or service, there's no better way than social media to get your message in front of millions of people 24/7. Although social media can be used to spread a company's message for free, fee-based advertising options are also available. One of the best aspects of social networking is the ability to deliver your content only to those users with the most potential interest in your product or service, and each social platform offers an array of tools that enables a business to deliver specific content to a very specific target group. This approach can maximize targeted reach while minimizing waste. We all know that because of this pandemic, we became worried to go outside having window shopping and buying because we are afraid to acquire the virus. But because of the different applications provided by the social networking sites, we could be able to shop even if we are in our own homes. So a great example of targeted advertising is through the use of Facebook. It offers a lot of ways on how to promote one's business, like through posting and or creating a Facebook page of your own online business shop. With the help of this, entrepreneurs could offer their products and services wherein it could be approved and bought at a faster and easier way. People who can see it on their newsfeed could see your posts regarding your offers, and they might know when and whom to order this kind of goods since they are being informed by your posts. Also, this could reach people who are in need of this kind of products since they could be able to see your service and products online. Fifth benefit is the increase of news cycle speed. Most news organizations now rely on social media sites to collect and share information. Social media, especially Twitter, is steadily becoming a mainstream source for breaking news. Today, an individual can know in real time what is happening throughout the world. This has led to the development of a nearly instantaneously news cycle, as everything from terrorist attacks to local car crashes gets shared on social media, quickly alerting their intended audience of the event. Part of the increase in the speed of news can be attributed to smartphones. The percentage of individuals accessing social media via their phone or mobile devices continues to rise. 46% of smartphone users access social media from their phones, and 86% check their social media accounts on a daily basis, with 72% checking several times each day. As to what has been mentioned, Twitter has become the steadily mainstream source for breaking news because most of the news were being posted in its NSS first. Most of tweet reports or news are the ones used as a source of data of most posts on Facebook and others because this is one of the most reliable sources among its other competitors. Also, a great example of this is about the recent typhoon, which had caused a lot of loss in terms of agriculture, material things of people, and even lives. The typhoon Ulysses has become one of the most dangerous and has most severe impact to the country, and a lot of people had asked for help to the whole country when they are in the brink of death during this typhoon, and one of the ways they had been able to inform us and ask for help is through the use of Facebook Live and Facebook posts of their situations. It is the one of the most easiest and fastest way to the residents of these communities to be able to ask for help and be rescued, because there are a lot of people who have reached this post of them, especially people with good hearts who willingly help even if they are also risking their own lives in order to help and rescue our countrymen. Sixth is trusted referrals. Review sites such as Google Reviews, Yelp, and even Facebook have become a popular source of information for consumers. These sites create social proof for individuals looking for input from other consumers about the value of a product or service. Over 90% of consumers today use social review sites when making a decision on buying a product or hiring a service. So this includes review sites like TripAdvisor and Rotten Tomatoes, among others. An example when using Google reviews were when it comes to downloading applications, especially when it is a necessary tool for people such as video editors and photo enhancers. When it comes to students having activities like photo editing or video editing and the likes, it could really be of a great help. When it comes to students having activities like video editing and the likes, it could really be of a great help when there are a lot of Google reviews being posted and commented on an app, because it will help them to choose a good editor and an affordable ones. Also, for individuals who are looking for a product or service, Facebook is commonly used because if a product or service you would like to buy or use, you can always check the profiles of the sellers and check if their products are of quality and they have really a proof of purchasing these products and services. This is really a great way to help individuals not to be scammed or the likes, especially when there are troubles about their product or services they had purchased. Seventh benefit of social networking sites is a professional growth. Not only are there main groups for people to discuss their interests, but there has been a huge growth in chat rooms, forums, and groups focusing on professional growth. Today, you can find a group that focuses on just about any profession or educational pursuit and seek out help from others around the globe. Freelancers in particular can find others to trade referral sources with, tips on how to handle difficult clients, and get feedback on portfolios and other professional topics. No matter where you live, you can reach out and find others who work in your profession and are eager to help you with your own business and career. It is a professional growth because a lot of social networking sites offer services and products which helps educate and make the professionals knowledgeable enough. One of the examples is conducting webinars, which gives opportunities to the personnels to become informed and rebuild their skills and knowledge with the different things they could be able to learn through participating in the webinar. Most especially, teachers nowadays with the kind of situation we are currently in. Next is increase in human interaction. While many decry the more negative personal aspects of social networking, it has been a huge source of connection to other people for those who have more difficult with face-to-face interaction. For example, people with disabilities who may not be able to travel outside their home are able to have personal relationships with people online, engaging in multiplayer gaming, and even workshops because of the existence of social media. Likewise, introverted individuals enjoy the chance to interact with people in a more intellectual and less stressful way. Families are also brought closer together, especially for elderly adults who might not be able to travel to see children and grandchildren, but can regularly see them posting on social media and feel a part of their lives. This is a big benefit for introverted individuals because through social media, they could be able to express their feelings, emotions, and thoughts where they are free to share their opinions without them being seen personally talking. It helps them boost their confidence by the freedom they get to express their opinions and feelings, and also helps build their self-esteem, especially when there are people who supports and believes in them. Also, to those elderly who cannot travel anymore because of their health conditions, they could be able to meet and see their grandchildren, children, relatives, and friends, since it is now easy to post pictures or have video calls with them with just one click. For example, those family members who are in abroad which was given residency, they could be able to connect to them even if they don't travel and physically by their side anymore. Lastly, the social networking sites benefits for nonprofits. Nonprofits, charities, educational associations, and even political groups have found that social networking is a powerful tool for getting one's message out. You can build up exposure and support for a cause through social media, especially if a video or news story goes viral. This has helped many organizations with small budgets to reach mass audiences they never would have been able to afford to before, and bring in higher dollar donations and members to their associations. It also has mobilized large segments of the population to help with disaster relief when it is critically needed. A great example of this is having an entertainment for a cause, whether it may be through conducting a concert, marathon, sports activities, and others, which is the proceeds of this will be given to the people who are beneficiaries of this group or associations. Through posting it on social media, people who are interested in these activities will be reached, and it will help raise the fund for these beneficiaries since a lot of people are now on social media. Also, those people who have big hearts will also have the opportunity to share their blessings even if they do not attend these activities, but just by sharing this post, having donations, and transferring money to the different bank accounts of these groups. So, that is all for the benefits of social networking sites. And now,
let's proceed to the different dangers in social networking sites. Social networking portals or sites have been many uses and can be helpful in many aspects of life. However, This modern phenomenon may still present dangers to its users. These dangers are not to be ignored. There are different dangers on social networking sites. The first one is the backlash. A joke among friends is one thing, but a joke with the world at large is much different. When potentially offensive content is posted online, the amount of feedback can be excessive and is often brutal. This is particularly true with highly opinionated subjects like politics and religion. This backlash can also have a long-term impact on a person's future, especially in a world that has fallen prey to oversharing. Even high school students are learning that comments they post on social media can influence whether a college approves their application for admission. In an age where selfies are the norm, the oversharing may be altering our worldview by creating a more narcissistic mindset. The second danger is the cyberbullying and crimes against children. Use of social networks may be expose individuals to other forms of harassment or even inappropriate contact. This can be especially true for teens and younger children unless parents diligently filter the web content their family views. Children could be exposed to pornography or other inappropriate content. Beside unleashing age-inappropriate content, the digital age also gave birth to a social phenomenon, which is the cyberbullying. It is often to levied more harshly against young females than males and, unlike traditional bullying, it is not limited to physical interaction. Cyberbullying can happen 24 hours a day, every day of the week. Adding to this, cyber abuse are anonymous social media sites, which can elevate the severity of the assault under the false promise of privacy. This cyberbullying can be especially traumatic for the victims, especially for the children, because it can reach the children in their homes, where they usually feel the safest. With around-the-clock access to social media and the internet, children often feel as if there is no escape from bullying. The constant and pervasive nature of cyberbullying frequently results in the victims suffering from depression and low self-esteem, often leading to a drop in grades. Additionally, children who suddenly lose interest in activities they used to enjoy or who no longer spend time with their best friends could be victims of cyberbullying. In extreme cases, incessant cyberbullying has even prompted some victims to commit suicide. The third danger is the risk of fraud or identity theft. Whether we like it or not, the information we post on the internet is available to almost anyone who is clever enough to access it. Most thieves need just a few vital pieces of personal information to make your life a nightmare. If they successfully steal your identity, it could cost you dearly. A report on bank rate reveals millennials are one of the fastest growing groups to be victims. This is linked to the groups form part with sharing everything online, including personal information. On these sites, people may impersonate you and trick your friends into sharing personal information, downloading malware, or providing access to restricted sites. Social networking sites encourage users to enter and share as much data as possible. An imposter may collect as much information as they need from your posts or regular updates to plan their attack. Other times, friends' accounts may be hacked and the imposter might send you malicious emails or attempt to get personal details from you. They may even send viruses or other malware to your account when you open those documents or attachments. In addition, people have been stalked through their indiscreet updates on social networking sites. The fourth danger of social networking site is the time waster. Business Insider reports that social media is the most popular use of the internet, surpassing email and smartphones, and other mobile devices seem to be the driving force behind this trend, since 60% of the traffic is from mobile source. The Global Web Index poll shows that 28% of the time spent online is on social networks. With these types of numbers, some of the time spent on social media occurs at work. When these visits are for non-work related activity, it can cost companies money through lost productivity. A report on Forbes states that 89% of the responders admitted to wasting time on social media while at work. It is a waste time to log into social media sites if they are not your top interest. The challenge with the young generation right now is that they cannot tell when they become addicts to social media networking. Social media should not become a stumbling block on your road to success. You should not behave like bonded laborer while operating on social media. People who use social media as a stepping stone to success. Defending yourself against any infantilizing effects of technology is critical. You can use most of your time on social media to generate significant leads that will grow you into a success. The fifth danger is the corporate invasion of privacy. Social networking invites major corporations to invade your privacy and sell your personal information. Have you ever posted a comment on Facebook only to notice an advertisement appear with content related to your post? In 2018, Facebook earned an estimated $55 billion in ad revenue. That's not bad for a free site. In Facebook and other social networking sites don't charge their members. However, how do they make so much money? They do it by selling the ability to specifically target advertisement. On social networking sites, the website isn't the product, the users are. These sites run algorithms that search for keywords, web browsing habits, and other data stored on your computer or social networking profile and provide you with advertisement targeted specifically to you. This is perhaps the most subtle danger of social networking. The personal information posted on social network can be exploited by anyone, since it is open to the public. Large websites like social networking sites back up their databases regularly. It can be considered permanently visible. Once your information is posted on a said social networking site, it is no longer private and may be freely open to others. No matter how strong you think your privacy settings are, default setting may be even allow more people to see and comment on your page than you may realize. The sixth dangers of social networking sites is the fake news. One unfortunate use of social media that has come up since the 2016 election is the use of social media to influence public policy with information that may be doctored or outright false. This can be done by actors within the U.S., such as political parties as well as foreign government. It is also can be used by corporations to generate interest or controversy over a product or service that may be based entirely on fake information. A study by the Pew Research Center found that 60% of adults who get their news information from social media shared stories that were false on their social media accounts. It's an issue that over half of Americans believe will continue to increase. Social media is one of the main ways that fake news is spread online. Platforms like Facebook and Twitter make it easy to share trending news without taking the time to critically evaluate it. People are also less likely to critically evaluate news shared by their friends, so misleading news in stories end up getting spread throughout social networks with a lot of momentum. Stop the spread of fake news. You can do your part in halting the spread of fake news by not spreading it further on social media, through email or in conversation. The seventh dangers in social networking site is the decrease in civil behavior. With the rise in tensions among different segments of the population in the last few years, some say exacerbated by social media, there appears to be a trend toward more uncivil behavior online, which is bleeding into public square. Even a former Facebook executive has decried the negative aspects of social media, which are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works. The ease with which anyone can respond to any person online without any social restriction has led to more and more emotional, reactive behavior that validates one's points of view and vilifies anyone who disagrees without pausing to reflect and engage in civil, respectful discussion. The last dangers of social networking sites is the depression and the loneliness. While social media can be wonderful for keeping in touch with friends and families, it can also have the opposite effect for many people. Research has found a link between increase in loneliness, depression and anxiety, and social media use, and limiting one's social media use each day can actually help alleviate these feelings. It appears that it can have a particularly pernicious effect on the mental health of young adults, and it may be related to how younger individuals feel more pressure to compare themselves to the lives they see on social media that appear happier and more exciting than their own. There is even a diagnosable mental health condition called social media anxiety disorder, which includes an addictive need to check social media, withdrawal from work and personal interests, and severe anxiety over being away from social media activity. Human beings are social creatures. We need the companionship of others to thrive in life, and the strength of our connection has a huge impact on our mental health and happiness. Being socially connected to others can ease stress, anxiety, and depression, boost self-worth, provide comfort and joy, prevent loneliness, and even add years to your life. On the flip side, lacking strong social connection can pose a serious risk to your mental and emotional health. In today's world, many of us rely on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Instagram to find and connect with each other. While each has its benefits, it's important to remember that social media can never be a replacement for real-world human connection. It requires in-person contact with others to trigger the hormones that elevate stress and make you feel happier, healthier, and more positive. Ironically, for a technology that's designed to bring people closer together, spending too much time engaging with social media can actually make you feel more lonely and isolated and exacerbate mental problems such as anxiety and depression. If you are spending an excessive amount of time on social media and feelings of sadness, dissatisfaction, frustration, or loneliness are impacting your life, it may be time to re-examine your online habits and find a healthier balance. Because networking and online social communities are so widespread, several studies have looked at the effects of social networking. A common complaint highlighted on the debate suggests social media is making people less social and more aggressive. Comments on social media sites are often more blunt than the statements would be if they were made face-to-face. But other sources like Psychology Today suggest that social networking, like any other technological tool, is as good as a user makes it. That's the different dangers of social networking sites. I hope you learn, and thank you for listening.
There are a lot of different benefits that social networking sites can offer to everyone, as long as we use this for the good and not to harm our fellow men.